Hello there, you who's listening in the middle of life's endless noise. If you're an Aries, or if an Aries once walked through your life, then what you're about to hear today is not just a whisper from the universe. It might just be something your heart has quietly waited for all this time. There comes a moment in life when it feels like every door has quietly shut. When your faith in love starts to fade, like a distant light swallowed by rain in the night. But then somewhere in the middle of the most ordinary days, something extraordinary appears. Soft as a breath, but strong enough to shift your entire inner world. You see, for Aries, love is never casual. You don't love to pass time. You don't love because you're lonely. You love like it's the last time your heart will ever burn for someone again. With all your light, all your fire, and every drop of blood still red and alive inside your chest. And maybe, because you've loved so deeply, you've also broken just as completely. But Aries, the most beautiful thing about you is not how fiercely you fall in love. It's how you stand back up and still believe in love again. You believe that there's someone out there walking toward you. Someone patient enough to wait for your soul to bloom again. Someone who doesn't need you to be perfect, just honest. With your scars, your silent spaces, and the tenderness you usually hide behind strength. This time the surprise doesn't come from life throwing you something new. It comes from something inside you slowly opening again. Maybe carefully, maybe with hesitation, but opening nonetheless, and that is what awakens a new chapter. A chapter where you're no longer trying to be loved, but simply seen, accepted, accompanied. A chapter with no dramatic highs or lows, just quiet, honest moments where you don't have to perform anymore. And when your heart begins to move again, gently but surely, the other doors start to unlock quietly, without noise, without pressure. But enough for you to sense that this time, something real is beginning. Like a soft breeze after a long winter. Like someone's eyes warm enough to make you stop hiding. Like holding a hand without needing a reason. It's a kind of rebirth. Not spoken out loud, but felt deep within the soul. And maybe you'll wonder, why now? Why didn't they come sooner? Why did I have to go through so much pain to get here? But you know something. Sometimes the universe doesn't bring someone into your life earlier, not because you weren't ready, but because they needed time to learn how to value a soul like yours. And when both hearts are finally aligned, destiny never rushes. It just waits for the right moment. And that moment might be today. And Aries, there's one more thing the universe is quietly preparing for you. A gift, not just from love, but from your very own past, the one you once thought was meaningless. In the next layer of this journey, we'll open that door together. The one where everything you once gave is now quietly making its way back to you in the most beautiful way. There's something strange about life. Something we only begin to understand after we've walked through the long scratches, the sleepless nights, and the moments when faith felt completely gone. It's this: the universe never forgets. It's simply waiting for the right time. Dear Aries, you've loved so hard you traded your peace for it. You gave everything in relationships where you held more than you received. You kept moving forward like a warrior with no armor, spine straight, heart cracked, but still walking. You didn't ask for much. You didn't complain. You didn't need anyone to understand. You just kept going. Because somewhere deep inside you, there was still a flame, small maybe, but warm enough to keep you alive in your own world. What you didn't know is that nothing you gave was ever lost. The love, the trust, the time, even the silent sadness you hid so well, all of it became light, energy, and the universe has been holding on to every piece of it, saving it until the day you were ready. Ready in your pain, ready in your silence, ready in your solitude. And when that day comes, everything returns to you in ways more beautiful, more powerful, and more complete than anything you ever lost. You might not have noticed, but lately, doors that once felt sealed are quietly cracking open again. A job opportunity, a new connection, an unexpected invitation, or maybe just a morning when you wake up and feel lighter for no reason at all. That's the moment. That's the universe giving back, not to repay you, but to remind you you've always been worthy. From the very beginning, you were never anything less. Your finances are shifting. Your work is finding new clarity, and more than anything, your heart is making space again for something soft, something you thought you missed the chance to feel, a connection, not perfect but honest, real enough to make you consider trying one more time. Because when an Aries chooses to try again, it's not innocence anymore, it's intention, it's maturity, awareness, and yes, light. We can't fast forward our journey, Aries. We can't skip the long nights. We can't rush through the healing. But you've already walked through it, and now you're stepping into the harvest of your soul. You sowed with trust, with tears, with kindness. And now you'll harvest love, abundance, and a quiet pride in knowing you never lost yourself along the way. And maybe, just maybe, the most beautiful thing isn't being loved by someone else, but realizing this world never turned its back on you. It was just clearing the way, making space for a meeting that was never late and never too soon. A meeting where you won't have to chase, because that person, they've been quietly choosing you for a long, long time in life. Some people pass through us like a breeze, so light we barely notice they were ever there. And then there are others. They come and stay in silence, not loud, not hurried. They simply stand there, quietly watching us, as if they've already seen something in us that we haven't yet seen in ourselves. Aries, do you believe that someone like that may have chosen you a long, long time ago? Maybe it's someone you once knew, someone you talked to, someone who crossed your path before life pulled you both in different directions. Or maybe it was a soul who gently knocked on your heart, but you were too caught up to hear their voice through the noise of life. Whoever they are, one thing is certain: they've been thinking about you. Not with fleeting emotions, but with a clarity that's rare. They don't just want to love you, they want to build something with you. A home, a safe place where the two of you can sit in peace on rainy afternoons, where children's laughter echoes through broken pieces now healed, where nothing has to be perfect, but everything is real enough that you don't have to hide the softest parts of yourself anymore. Even if this person feels far away, they've never left your horizon. They've been watching, waiting, hoping, waiting for you to be ready, waiting for you to heal, waiting for you to finally trust again and see them not as a stranger, but as someone who's been part of you all along. Maybe you doubt it. Maybe you've looked at them before but never imagined they could be meant for you. Or maybe you've convinced yourself that no one can ever reach the deepest part of you again. But Aries, real light doesn't push. It just waits for the stillness to be seen. This person, they're not here to overwhelm your heart for a moment. They're here so you can feel safe even in your imperfections. And that's the kind of love you've always deserved. Some feelings don't need to be spoken, because sometimes a look, a gesture, a presence that asks for nothing in return says more than any words ever could. This person, they've seen you, they still do. And to them, you're the most precious thing they've ever witnessed. Not because you're flawless, but because your flaws make you real. And real is worth loving. When a soul chooses you, not with promises, but with quiet presence, with gratitude, with unwavering patience, that's no ordinary love. That's a place where you can just be, where you can breathe, where you can soften without the fear of being left behind. Some soul connections need just one moment to find each other, but others may take a lifetime to meet at exactly the right time. And maybe, just maybe, right now, someone is walking slowly toward you carrying a sun-filled heart, and a hand wide enough for you to hold on to when the world feels too heavy. And if you've been sensing a shift in the air, something subtle but real, it might be time to lift your head and see that love never really left. It's just been on its way back to you through the eyes of someone who chose you long ago. Sometimes, the deepest kind of love doesn't come with a promise. It comes with a feeling that you are home. And from that place, a brand new chapter is already being written. Not just a love story, but a healing journey, one you no longer have to walk alone. There are chapters in life we never want to turn back to, but they remain quiet still, like dried ink on the pages of an old book. For Aries, love is always a risk. You love with everything you've got, with an unguarded heart, with a flame no one can put out. And maybe that's why when love breaks, you don't just lose a person, you lose a piece of yourself. You've tried to hide the pain behind strength. You've smiled even when everything inside was falling apart. You've told the world you were fine while quietly facing a silence no one else could fill. And the hardest part wasn't being left. It was giving your whole self away, only to be left with an empty space that no one ever truly touched. But Aries, there's one thing you need to remember. The heart doesn't break to grow weaker. It breaks to open a deeper layer. A new emotional space, a brighter realm of light where you're no longer the person you were, but someone new, someone braver, someone more you because you've lived through the pain and still chose to keep going. The love that's coming next isn't here to overwhelm you. It's more like the last sunlight at the end of winter, gentle, unhurried, but warm enough to melt the ice that's formed around your heart. This person won't promise to heal you. They're here to listen, to sit with the pieces of your soul no one else ever truly understood, to stay, even when you fall silent, to help you write a new chapter, not by erasing the past, but by lighting it up with kindness. This love won't look like the ones before. It won't begin with fireworks or fast words. It'll begin slowly. A conversation, a glance, a quiet presence that asks for nothing, and little by little, you'll feel it. You don't need to shrink yourself to be loved. You don't have to prove anything, because this person, they see you, not through the lens of who you should be, but through eyes that understand both your light and your shadows. And if your heart pauses just for a second when you think of someone, if a quiet smile appears when you remember a simple exchange, if you feel safe without knowing exactly why, then maybe you're touching something we call a love mature enough to heal. A love that's not loud but deep, not perfect but honest. Some wounds don't need grand gestures to heal. Sometimes, just one gentle look is enough to begin again. And some old chapters, they don't need to be rewritten. They just need a heart warm enough to help you close them peacefully. And you know something. When a heart that's been broken starts to believe in love again, that's not just fate, that's resurrection. There are things ahead of you, Aries, light as a breeze, steady as a familiar heartbeat, and beautiful, like the last ray of sunlight slipping through a window at dusk. And sometimes, the deepest healing doesn't come from being loved intensely, but from someone choosing to stay, even when you're not quite sure you're ready yet. Some meetings in life, they're not random. They arrive at the exact moment they're meant to, not a day too early, not a heartbeat too late. As if some invisible hand was quietly arranging, watching, and gently guiding two souls toward each other through a crowded, endless sea of people. Aries, the love you're getting closer to is not a coincidence. It's a divine intervention, a response to the light you've been radiating even on your darkest days. You thought you were done. You thought you were tired. You thought the flame in your heart had dimmed. But the universe didn't think so. The angels didn't think so. They saw you in every moment you picked yourself up after breaking, in every silence you held without bitterness, in every quiet effort to keep your heart from turning cold. And it was that light, that raw, unpolished light that asked for nothing, and yet kept burning. That light is what moved the universe to send someone your way. Not someone to save you. This isn't a fairy tale rescue. This person, they're here to recognize you, to see through the layers you built to protect yourself, to look at you and actually see you. A brave soul, a quiet light, a heart that's been tired but still radiant enough to warm the people around you. You may not realize it, but this person, they're already looking at you differently, not with curiosity, but with respect, not to possess, but to walk beside. They're not drawn to the image you show the world, but to the truth you carry quietly inside. To the way you're strong but still soft, to the way you've never lost your kindness even after being hurt, to the way you don't shout your worth but simply stand there real and enough. And if something is starting to stir in your heart, softly, gently, like a whisper from somewhere far away, maybe that's the signal. A new door is opening, not by your own hand but by the stars, turning in your favor, because the universe never gets the timing wrong. And the souls who are meant to find you, they arrive the moment you're ready to be seen in your true light. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to explain. Just keep living your truth, and what's meant for you will find its way. No rush, no delay, just right. Sometimes, love doesn't knock with noise. It enters with the quiet knowing that someone is finally, truly seeing you, not with their eyes but with their soul. And from that deep place, another truth begins to rise, not about them, but about you and the wounds that are slowly becoming light. One of the hardest parts about learning to love again is not finding someone new. It's learning how to trust again, because the ones who have loved with everything are often the ones most afraid to love again. Aries, you thought you'd made it through, that the old scars had finally healed, that you were strong enough to keep walking without needing anyone to hold your hand. But here's something no one ever told you. Wounds don't stop hurting just because the tears have dried. Sometimes, the pain goes quiet, and then out of nowhere it stirs again. When someone knocks gently on the door of your heart, not loudly, but real enough to leave you a little shaken. Maybe it's their eyes, something strangely familiar. Maybe it's their voice brushing against memories you never even shared out loud. Maybe it's just the way they look at you and suddenly, you remember everything you once lost. So you pause, you pull back. Not because they aren't trustworthy, but because you once trusted someone too much, and that cost you a part of yourself. But Aries, the person coming toward you now, they're not here to repeat your story. They're not showing up with promises. They're showing up with presence, no polished armor, just a heart that's been broken too, just like yours, and they're not here to push you open. They're just standing there patiently until you're ready. You don't have to believe right away. No one expects that, but please don't measure them with your fear. Let your heart, even if it's tired, feel this moment with instinct, not suspicion. Because sometimes we push away something beautiful just because it looks too much like something that once hurt us. You were brave enough to walk through the dark. Now the question is, can you be brave enough to step into a light you've never known? You've been broken before, but you're no longer the same person you were. And this love, it's not like anything you've known before either, because this person, they're bringing truth. They're bringing space for you to just be yourself. And most of all, they're bringing respect for everything you've been through to get here. No one can erase your past, but the right person will sit beside you in it. They'll listen to the silence, trace your scars with care, and never ask, why are you like this? Instead, they'll ask, would it be okay if I stayed even if you're still unsure? And sometimes, that's enough. That's where healing begins. Because love doesn't have to begin with something bright and loud. It can begin with one hesitant nod, one honest conversation between two people still learning how to believe again, and a quiet heartbeat finally admitting, maybe this time is different. And maybe the most precious thing in love is not being loved right away, but being patiently waited for, even when you don't quite know yet if you're ready. There's a quiet truth in life, one that not everyone sees right away. Sometimes what's holding you back isn't the world out there, but the doubt living inside you. Aries, you were born with a sacred fire in your heart, a source of energy unlike anyone else. You're not just here to exist. You're here to lead, to inspire sometimes, just by being fully, unapologetically you. And yet, you've told yourself more than once that you're not enough, not skilled enough, not calm enough, not worthy enough to receive the good things. You've been in survival mode for so long. You've forgotten that life isn't just a battlefield, it's also the garden where you are meant to bloom. Today, the universe isn't just offering you love, it's offering you an invitation to live in alignment with the fire inside you, to step beyond the limits that once kept you small, to say yes to new chances without second-guessing the light you carry. Your finances are shifting. Your career is opening in new directions. A project that's been on hold suddenly gets the green light. A call comes through right on time. Someone shows up and sees the potential you tried to hide. It's not a coincidence. Things are unfolding because you're ready now. And the one choosing you isn't just choosing who you are today. They're choosing the past you survived, the dreams you haven't dared to say out loud, the light you once tried to dim, just to make others more comfortable. But you weren't born to shrink. You were born to shine, not to outshine others, but to outgrow who you were yesterday. If you find yourself standing at a crossroads, one path safe, the other uncertain but calling your name, remember this, Aries, your soul already knows the way. You just have to be quiet enough to listen. You may not know exactly what's ahead, but you do know this: you're no longer the same, and the world is ready for a brighter version of you. Open your heart to what's arriving after all those years of waiting. Step out of the dreams you kept delaying and trust. You don't have to walk it alone anymore. There is someone walking with you, not to lead you, but to hold your hand as you both step into the light. The door is open. The winds have shifted, and the fire inside you, it's ready to live, fully, bravely, without regret. Thank you for staying with me until the very end of this journey. If you're an Aries feeling lost right now, know this: you were never really off track. You were just walking a path that not everyone has the courage to take. I hope you'll carry with you enough faith, enough fire, and enough love for yourself to live deeply and shine boldly. I'll see you again in the next chapter of this journey, and in that chapter, we'll keep writing a new story, one where the main character has always been you. Take care, radiant Aries. I'll see you very soon.